This message is brought to you by the friends and partners of Kakrabaden. Welcome to Air Powered Kakrabaden, teaching the nations with signs and wonders. Kakra is the senior pastor of the Catch the Anointing Center, Accra, Ghana. Now, today's message. Welcome to today's broadcast. Kakra began an insightful message titled Labor to be Blessed. Today he shares the difference between being blessed and being rich. Let's join in.
What is the difference between being rich and being blessed? You know, the Bible describes rich people. It also describes blessed people. And one famous story that I like is the story about Lazarus. I say that story is the story of Lazarus, the rich man, and then Abraham, who was a blessed man. So first of all, let's start with the rich man. I personally believe that rich man is the same rich man that Jesus spoke about in Luke chapter 12. Because Luke chapter 12, when you read, it talks about the life of a rich man while he was on the earth. Then in Luke 16, it talks about the life of the rich man when he died. So we look at his life when he was on the earth and his life when he died. Luke 12:15, let's read it. Jesus said, "Take heed and beware of covetousness. For a man's life does not consist in the abundance of his possessions." So it starts with a warning. Take heed. In other words, there is a very great tendency that if you are not careful, you move in that direction. Then he told the story of somebody who was rich, but he wasn't blessed. Verse 16, he said, "The ground of a certain rich man brought forth plentifully, and he thought within himself, saying, What shall I do? Because I have no room where I will bestow my fruits. And he said, This will I do. I will pull down my barns and build greater barns. Then I'll say to my soul, Soul, that has much goods laid up for many years. Take thine ease, eat, drink, and be merry." Here the Bible talks about the mindset of people who labor to be rich. If you look at this man, you realize that the only thing that was important to him was his money. Finally, Jesus gave his comment on the rich man, what he thought about him. So in Luke 12:20, Jesus said, "Thou fool." In the estimate of Jesus, this was the biggest fool in the world. But by earthly standards, because he had a lot of money, maybe they will say he's the wisest person in the world. A lot of rich people are actually fools by biblical standards. Said, "Thou fool, this night thy soul shall be required of you. And whose shall those things be which thou hast laid up for thyself?" Then 21 it says, "So is he that laid up treasure for himself, but is not rich towards God." In other words, he is not rich in the sight of God. So we pick up this story again in Luke chapter 16, where Jesus continues the story of this same rich man. There was a certain rich man which was clothed with purple and fine linen and fed sumptuously every day. I mean, the guy, he wears designer clothes. So the Bible even mentions his clothes, designer, purple and fine linen. And there was a certain beggar, 20 says, named Lazarus, which was daily laid at his gate, full of sores. 21 says, and desiring to be fed with the crumbs which fell from the rich man's table. Moreover, the dogs came and licked his sores. And there was this poor man also called Lazarus. He had nothing. It came to pass, the beggar died. The rich man also died and was buried. And in hell, he lifted up his eyes, being in torment, and seeth Abraham afar off, and Lazarus in his bosom. And he cried with a loud voice and said, Father Abraham, send Lazarus that he may dip the tip of his finger in water and cool my tongue, for I am tormented in this flame. Abraham said unto him, Son, remember, verse 25, thou in thy lifetime receivest thy good things, Likewise, Lazarus, evil things. Now he is comforted, and thou art tormented. So in this story, we see three people, but our main focus really is on the two people. One was rich, and one was blessed. When you are rich, you only have money. But when you are blessed, that one you have money plus many other things. That's why Jesus said, the life of a man does not consist only in the abundance of his possessions.
Thanks for tuning in. Today we learned that a blessed person has more than just material possessions, whereas a rich person just has possessions. Join us again tomorrow for the continuation of this message. Before we go, here's a praise report to boost your faith. Pregnant after almost a year of trying. Dear Kakra, I tried to conceive for almost a year and I wrote to you just last month to pray for me and you replied that you had. I just got a positive report that I am pregnant. I give God all the glory. Thanks for your time. You can contact us, seek counseling, ask for prayer, order today's full-length message or order books through the following means. Call us or message us on WhatsApp to +233 55 700 9010. Send an email to info@kakrabaden.org. You can also make a regular call or send a text to +233 20 7575 215. Our office hours are 10 a.m. to 1600 hours GMT. Finally, write to us, share your testimony and how this broadcast has been a blessing to you. Are you in need of money? Is there something you want to buy or someone you have to pay? Then this revolutionary book, Cryptocurrency by Kakrabaden, is what you are looking for. It will unlock sources of money you have but don't know you possess. You're just a book away from turning your finances around. Order the book Cryptocurrency, How to Profit from Free Labor through the following means. Place your order on Facebook by posting Order Cryptocurrency in the comment section or message window.